What's up? Ruben Garcia here. So one question that I'm constantly getting or hearing or seeing or being in the middle of a conversation about is what is the difference between profit share and revenue share? And that's what I figured I'd go ahead and do. Since I see it so many times, I'm just going to share the video next time and say, watch this. And this is the video breakdown on the difference between profit share and revenue share. So first, starting out, what even gives me the right to talk about these two things? Well, I'll just go ahead and tell you real quick. I did serve as a CEO of a Keller Williams office where they practice profit share. I was going to say I was in two offices. That was a totally different thing. It was productivity coaching. But either way, I was the CEO of a Keller Williams office. So we did focus on profit share. That was one of our metrics to make sure to see just how well we were doing. And, just giving back, right? Always giving back to the agents in the form of cash with profit share. Revenue share, I am now with eXp Realty, which does do revenue share. They got a 7-level revenue share here. They had a 7-level profit share at Keller Williams. So I did look at those numbers in terms of profit share, and I did need to increase it. One of our goals was by 10%, by 10%, by 10%. eXp being here for 2 years now, part of the top 0.5% of eXp influencers right now, where we mastermind with the U.S. President of Growth once a week. So I think I do. I think I might have the right to talk about both of these, since I do spend time. I have spent time here, and now I do spend time here. Spent 2 years into this type of model. So let me go ahead and break it down to you, so I'm not wasting your time. All right. Check it out. Now I went ahead and purchased something very expensive just to go over this model for you guys. Profit share. Now what is profit share? Now what happens is all the money within the office, let's say 70-30 is the split. So 70% goes to the agent and 30% goes to that office, okay? Or what they call market centers. So I'm just gonna draw kind of a house looking thing right here, because we're gonna say 30% is going to the house, right? It's called company dollar, and that's where it goes, okay? Goes to the company, that company right there. There is a franchise fee, 6% that goes to international, but we won't talk about that. Just the 30% that actually goes into the office. So this goes to the happy broker. They're happy. And this right here goes to the actual brick and mortar market center, regular office in terms of real estate office. 30% called company dollar. Well, what happens is all the agents who sell something that month, all that company dollar goes in here, okay? It goes here. So let's just money sign, money sign, money sign, money sign. All that company dollar is going in there. Now what happens is, just like any other business, the revenue that comes in isn't yours yet, right? So many people look at people who are making money and be like, golly, 3% of a house, 6% of a house, look how much that agent made. No, sir, right? All that money goes down first and has splits and expenses and cost of sale and all of this. So this is what we're gonna look at here. So all that 30% company dollar goes into the office. Now what happens is, like I said, running a business, the office has to pay some expenses. So probably one of the biggest expenses, salaries. So you got to pay salaries with that company dollar. Again, it's revenue, right? So we have to use that towards keeping this engine running, keeping this business moving forward. So you do have to pay salaries. Salaries, that's a big one. What about bonuses? You better believe there are bonuses going on in those offices if they hit certain metrics or whatever. So you got bonuses out of that company dollar, that all those agents sold something and then the company dollar is going into that office. This is stuff they have to pay for. You got bonuses. So what about leases? Now you got to pay off the lease. It's a brick and mortar, right? So there is that cost as well, right? You got lease. What about water? What about electric? Still got to pay that off every single month. So, by the way, how I'm doing this, we're just going to say these are monthly expenses, okay? By the way, that 70% that agent made, he or she's kind of doing the same thing. They have to, if they have salaries, they're using that 70% of that revenue, they have to pay that. Maybe they're doing bonuses, maybe they're renting some space, and so on and so forth, right? So, and taxes, right? So not even that 70% is that person, but now you're kind of doing it on the brick and mortar model, okay? Salaries, bonuses, leases. What about events? You know, I know there are a few events that, at least when I was there, you put on, which was Bold, Red Day. Those are just two. We had another thing called CES that we had to pay for and get people to. So there are these events that you have to put on, or that you'd like to put on. How about the annual events where you're handing out awards and all of that? All that's money. All that costs money, okay? They had different committees that took over all that. Either way, just think money, okay? So let's do salaries, bonuses, lease, water, electric, events. What else? And obviously salaries, because you have more than one person in there. You have basically a bookkeeper person called an MCA. You had a front desk person. I used to call him a Dofi. I'm not even sure what they call him anymore. Front desk. You have the team leader or the CEO. You had the OP, who would also get a salary, which is like the top investor of the investor group and all of this. So you're looking at all of that, and that's just a normal market center. Oh, the broker in charge. Again, just the regular market center, right? So you have to look at all of that. And let's just put, I don't know, etc. because there's more cost. I don't know. I just want to break down this quick video. So once you do that, this is the profit share model on the KW side. And they may have switched it now, but this is exactly how it looked like when we were doing it. So you got all of this, right? So boom, all that cost money. So you got the 30%, everyone's selling home, there goes the company dollar, it goes in here, right? It goes into the office, right? And then you got to pay off all that. You have to, there's fixed expenses, there's fluctuating expenses, but all of that has to happen on a monthly basis. So then you got all of, after, let's do it like this. So let's say here, let's say you brought in this much, okay? $4 signs. After the expenses, so I'm just gonna put a minus right here. Now you may have two, right? Because you had to pay off a lot. And again, this one right here and this one right here were big expenses that we were looking at. So now we're left with this. We're not done yet though. So now what happens is this money has to be split with the investor group of that office who took the risk to get that franchise moving forward, okay? There was money obviously that they had to put up in order to get that office up and running. So they will, deservingly, they should get a profit, and they will get a profit. So they split this in half. Let's say they split this in half, okay? So half goes to the, let's say, investor group. Okay, you can see it. Investor group. All right? And I don't know how big this investor group is. Depends. Maybe a small one, maybe a large one, I don't know. Who knows how many investors invested into that KW Market Center at the time. And then you get profit share. So if you brought on an agent that signed you as a sponsor, and that agent closed something, contributed to this original 30%, that came into the house, you brought on that agent who closed something who paid into that 30%. After all of this, after all of that, and after the split with the investor group, then you'll get some profit share. But do you see how watered down the revenue gets? And it's not and I don't mean it like watered down like a bad thing. It's just business. It's how business runs. The revenue that comes in is not yours. This is, if you're dogging any small business out there, this is a very scrape of the top of overhead that they have to deal with. And this is just one way. Now, if they were going to run a revenue share model, which we'll talk about here in a second, this might not work because the office might not be profitable, but they're already giving out money before the office can be profitable. And that's a no-go. So they had to make sure that the office was profitable first before handing money back out to the agents. So it's very important, obviously, to keep the office profitable after all these expenses. So at the end, after all of this, that agent would get profit share. Okay, so when I was there, just to kind of give you some hard numbers, I don't think I ever, man, I don't know. I think my highest, and this is a guesstimate, please don't hold me against it, may have been a little over $1,000, which is good. And I think I might have hit that a handful of times. I am vested there, so I still get profit share. But so just kind of imagine what that looks like. But imagine what this would look like way up there. This is why you'll see these franchises, these franchise models, when they have a franchise fee, they cut straight from the top, right? 6%, 5%, 8%, or more off the top. Now why? Because they don't want the money after all of this. They don't want to rely on the financial responsibility of people who run that office, right? They don't want to wait for that. Just like, nope, give me straight from the top. Thank you, right? You can keep your franchise. So I know here it was 6%. So off 6% until you capped on that, which was $3,000, they're going to get cut straight from the top, go straight to international. International is not going to wait till it runs through all these filters before they get. Shoot, could you imagine? It'd probably be half a dollar sign at that point. Nah, they ain't doing that. They cut it straight from the top. So I hope that explains profit share a little bit better for you. Okay, and that's the profit share model. And not 100%, so don't dog me. Just trying to make it a little bit simpler for you guys to understand who may have questions about it, okay? All right, and now we got, by the way, I sell these t-shirts. Description, go into the description, link below, get one. Revenue share. Now what, I wish I would have, you know what a bit, oh, I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. Huh? I'm just gonna say Rev Share. Revenue share. Now, how does this work? All right, so let's say I'm with the XP, so let's just use that split. Let's say 80%, no franchise fees because it's not a franchise, 80% goes to the agent. Yay, they're happy. 20% would go to EXP. Right? Let's just say that. Nah, I'm gonna draw the house. Let's keep it even. Although there is no brick and mortar. So that's weird. I don't even know. Let's just do EXP World, which is a virtual world online. Pretend this is the world. Okay. So now what happens with revenue share is a little bit of this goes straight to the agent that brought this agent on to EXP. And we know the number and we can project it. We know it because it comes straight off the top. Let's just do 3.5% over here. So 3.5% of however much it is, EXP is going to pay off 3.5% to this person who brought this person on to the company. That's revenue share. That's it. Yep, that's it. Gets cut straight from the top. That's it. You're done. You're almost like a franchise. You're almost like international, right? Because look at it as a 3.5% franchise fee. But in this model, the company pays for the franchise fee and not the agent. Of course, the other model, the agent will be paying the franchise fee. So that's it. I'm trying to complicate it. Nope, that's it. So 3.5% off the top. That's it. So let's just run numbers real quick, if that's okay. So let's say a home of $250,000. And by the way, you can't run solid numbers like this that I'm about to run on a profit share model. Why? Because maybe you handed out more bonuses. Maybe the lease went up. Maybe water and electric went up depending on how many agents you had in the office, how many agents you recruited or whatever. Maybe there was an event that month. Maybe there was 2. Maybe there was none. You see, like there's so many fluctuating things you don't know. You don't know what your check's gonna look like. Here, you know what your check, you absolutely know what your check's gonna look like. So let's say a home, $250,000. Let's times that by 3%, $7,500. All right? Let's times that by 3.5%. We're done. That's it. $262.50. Whatever. We're done. That's it. That's the difference between profit share and revenue share. Now you see funny memes that are like this that show up on the internet because it's not watered down. You will never rely on the financial responsibility of anybody running any brick and mortar ever. If you watch money a little bit tight, I'll tell you what. When I was that team leader, CEO of Keller Williams Fayetteville here in our area, I turned the light off at 5 p.m. in my office because I was trying to protect profit share. So maybe not everybody's like that. Maybe they do more events. Maybe I don't ever have to worry about the financial responsibility of anybody but me because it gets cut straight to me. At that point, if I decide I want to be cray-cray and go, I don't know, go to Chick-fil-A and buy thousands of, actually like a few Chick-fil-A sandwiches and spend $260, then that's on me. But if I don't and I want to put it towards an investment or something, I can do that now. I don't ever have to worry about the financial responsibility of anybody else. Where they grew up, with how they think of money, nothing. I don't worry about nothing, okay? And that's all it is. That's all it is, and that's how I do it. So now the checks we've gotten here, my highest so far, and I've only been here for 2 years, my highest, right before it did all disbursements, a little over 7,000. So I've only been here for 2 years. It's KW for years and years and years. So you start to see the big difference, right? This month is, I feel uncomfortable. I don't know if I should show it. And I probably won't show it. But it's up there. Okay, so it's up there. So you won't, point of the matter is you will not see checks like this with what I've done. You know, we brought on 20, I think I have 27 agents that wrote me as a sponsor, but they're not all selling real estate, right? Some of them are admins, some of them, they're just holding on to a license. I think last time I looked at about 50% were probably active. And then you just got to look at that. And then it goes 7 levels deep, right? Who they bring on. Same with the profit share. Same with the Keller Williams profit share model. But anyways, I just wanted to break down the difference. Revenue share versus profit share. And let me know if you have any questions. Again, you know, I just wanted to just do it very broadly. So that way you guys can see what it is, and maybe that clarifies some of the questions that you might have. But I see it a lot. And so I was like, let me just make a video. Let me just share my experiences, what I've seen, what I know it to be here, what I know it to be there. And at that point, you guys can make your own decision and what you want to do with that. So again, please leave a comment. Let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know if you have any questions. Did I miss something? And look, I'm not perfect. I'm sure I made mistakes. So but let me know if I missed something. If you liked it, if you thought it brought a lot of clarity and it really helped you out, please, please, please leave a comment. Let me know that. I think that's awesome. And yeah, I think that's it. So if you're not with a model that does give back, look at it. If you want it to be another source of income, definitely I would say look at it, right? I mean, it could really help you out, and especially with different models of growing real estate businesses. There are fail-safes that you can build in and all of that, and that's actually in another video if you want to go look at it. It's called the 4 Ways to Grow a Real Estate Team. I kind of break all that stuff down. If you want to know more about EXP, to tell you the truth, just let me know. I mean, I think you know that, but just let me know. And yeah, again, hope that clarified profit share and revenue share. Have an amazing day.